Hi guys, today is May 14, 2021. This is a longer video. I'm just doing an experiment. It's going to be over 10 minutes. The reason is there have been questions regarding what I do for cardio. This is one of the exercises that I have been using for many years, well over a decade, as a form of cardio for myself. It's called an alternating kettlebell snatch. I'm using a 24 kilogram or 53-pound competition grade kettlebell, and all I do is just snatch it overhead, switch hands, and then snatch it overhead. So this view is not going to change for the next 10 or so minutes. It is just going to be this exercise. There will be no breaks. I will not stop. I'm not going to put the kettlebell down. It's just this for 10 minutes. And it might not look like, a very fast or vigorous, and it doesn't even look like what people would consider a cardio exercise, but if you're familiar with doing this exercise or just swinging a kettlebell, you would understand how this does. It works quite well as a conditioning or a means of conditioning your cardio. Okay, so another question that I get a lot that's related to that is, how often do I work out and how long do I work out? I started this experiment, the home workout experiment, about a year and a day ago when Hawaii went on a very strict lockdown this time last year. I was training clients online, and one of the issues that was coming up was nobody was actually training outside of their sessions with me. And when I was asking one of my clients what it would take for him to maybe adhere to his program a little better, what did he need from me that I could provide that might help him get out and do his workouts at home, he said, he asked me, what are you doing at home? Are you doing what you're asking me to do? And at the time, honestly, I wasn't. I was used to, having my studio and doing all my workouts with my equipment there. And so he told me that it would be very motivating for him to see what my actual workout looked like out in my whatever yard or home environment I had. He said that for every one of the videos that I put on YouTube, then he would match it with a workout of his own at home. And it did not have to be the same workout that I uploaded to YouTube. And I thought that was a pretty cool idea. So I started doing that. And he said he held up his end of the deal. So, nah, I'm just teasing. And, I guess other people found the videos, and this thing just started taking off. Well, it didn't take off. It was slow, but I got enough encouragement and support from some of you, and a lot of great people to justify continuing it. I just thought I'd do this for a couple of weeks to a month, but the response from a lot of you has just been really phenomenal, and I'm very grateful to all of you for your support and encouraging me to do this. So anyway, going back to this whole thing, I started at the time when my client challenged me and asked me what I was doing. That happened to be a time where I was probably at my lowest point in my career in terms of my health and my confidence in my ability to exist in this profession. 10 years ago, when I was 42 years old, I had surgery and chemotherapy for colon cancer. And that knocked me out of the loop for a long time. And I just wasn't quite the same after that. I couldn't recover from even moderate workouts. My joints, it seemed like they were very soft. I don't know how else to explain that, but they just were not tolerant of being able to take much stress at all. And once again, my recovery was just very, very long for everything. I had low energy, chronic fatigue. All my joints felt like they were bone on bone. I was a mess. And so at the time when my client challenged me to start the putting the videos up on YouTube, 10 minutes, number one, was all I figured anybody would especially him, would be interested in watching. And literally 10 minutes was about all I had in me at the time. On my very first, I think what I'm calling day one of this whole series, I think all I could do was push-ups, and just, it was everything I could do just to hold the plank position and crank out a push-up here and there until the timer went off. But things have gotten better since. And anyway, so yeah, I've just been doing about 10 minutes a day. As I've gotten in better shape now, instead of just doing a total of 10 minutes and then turn the camera off, I've changed the standard a little bit. So I now have to do up to 10 minutes of recorded exercise. So when I cut out all the breaks from the video, usually I have about 6 or 7 minutes worth of actual work. So I'm trying to give you guys a break from watching me huff and puff and drink water and, all that other stuff in the older videos. So now when I say 10 minutes of exercise, it has to be up to 10 minutes of solid work. I'm going to discuss diet real quick because there's a ton of questions regarding my diet. And to, I guess, quote, the question is, how do you stay so shredded? I'm going to be very honest with you guys, and you might not like the answer, but this is what I truly feel is the case. My diet is probably as random and in some cases worse than most other people's. I have never, if you ask my wife or anyone who knows me well, I've never really put much time or effort into my own diet. I have a pretty good sense of what I need and when I need it and how much, but that is not a scalable or reproducible system that I could offer or sell to you guys, and I'm not interested in anything like that. I'll do a more formal video. I've done others where I've shown you some of the products I've used, and yeah, but in terms of diet, it's literally, tonight, before I did this video, or before I'm doing this voiceover, I just finished a triple Whopper with cheese that I got from the drive-through, and my wife had me drive to McDonald's because we like their fries better, okay? I'm not advocating eating that way. Please do not eat that way. I'm telling you I eat this way so that I can help illustrate that I believe much of what you see here is genetic, okay? I have always, since I was about 13 or 14 years old, I was a little more muscular than my peers. And as I've gotten older, you might go back on my channel to about 10 or 11 years ago. In those videos, I'm about 215 to 217, almost 220. You'll see a much thicker, bigger version of me. Once again, I've never ever used steroids, growth hormone, PEDs, or any of that stuff. I'm just not interested in that. I just don't care. So, but you'll see a much bigger, fuller version of me in those videos. And that version also was just eating whatever I wanted or whatever was available. I have 2 kids, so I tend to, we feed them well. I do most of the cooking. We don't eat out that much, but at the same time, I'm not immune from eating ice cream and, excuse me, candy bars. My daughter is a wonderful baker, and I eat more than my share of cupcakes. So once again, I must emphasize, this is not what I recommend to all of you. Some of you might say, hey, maybe that's why you got cancer. Who knows? Maybe. But, I I'm living my life. And for me, my life is enjoying food with my family and my friends. It's part of our Hawaiian culture, as I'm sure it's part of your culture wherever you are from. And yeah, I've always been a big advocate of just enjoying life. But, I guess in that word, moderation, right? Here's one thing that I can say, despite the randomness and the recklessness of my diet, one thing I do is I always walk around hungry. I just don't eat a lot of what I eat. Anyway, I'm at the end here, guys. If you're still here, thank you so much for your patience and listening to me gab at you. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.